Hey YouTube, Kira here, bringing you all an update to my Amazonis Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for post-Doom of Dimensions. We have the new hunting support in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster set, the Hunting Scouts, and the new spell being the Hunting Horn. This new additional support is more of a generic lineup, but it works very, very well with the Earth Warriors that they're meant to support, so I figured they work very, very well with the Amazonis deck in total. So I figured I'd update the deck just with the changes made for the new Hunting Scout support and the different changes to the Amazonis cards as well in the deck. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the actual Amazonis cards. For the monsters, we're still running the 3 copies of Amazonis Princess. This card's name becomes Amazonis Queen while in the field or in the graveyard. If it's normal or special summon, you can add 1 Amazonis Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Princess once per turn. And when it declares an attack, you can send one other card from your hand or field or the graveyard to special summon an Amazonis monster from your deck in defense, except for Princess. Being able to grab some of our one-ofs like Amazonis Queen or Baby Tiger for the added setup of sending another card off of Princess is just good setup overall for you to be able to then use the declare attack option and then have some of our other cards we run in the deck as well, like Amazonis Onslaught, for the added banish power that they can provide for the Amazonis cards. Our other 3 ofs include 3 copies of Amazonis War Chief. If you control no other monsters or only Amazonis monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can set 1 Amazonis Spell or Trap or 1 Polymerization directly from your deck. Also, you can only attack with Amazonis monsters for the rest of the turn. You can only use this effect of War Chief once per turn. So another good special summon option in the deck. And then having search power for an Amazonis Spell or Trap or Polymerization gives you more or less the same kind of search as Amazonis Princess, but just with the special summon of a higher level monster, which once again with War Chief being able to make use of this card also for some of the fusion requirements for our other monsters, including the new Chevrul Hunting Scout of the Deep Forest needing a level 5 or higher Earth Warrior monster to be able to summon out. And then 3 copies of Amazonis Spiritualist, and once again they all share the Earth Warrior attribute. The only one not sharing that is Baby Tiger being a beast monster. But with Spiritualist, if it's in your hand or graveyard, you can target an Amazonis card you control, except Spiritualist, return to the hand, and then special summon this card. You not special summon from the excerpt for the rest of this turn, except Amazonis monsters. And if this card is special summon, you can add 1 Polymerization from your deck to your hand, having more of the search power for our fusion cards as well on top of the other setup. Just makes it another 3 of, so we always have that resource to be able to rely on. Our Pendulum Scale monsters include the 2 copies of Silver Swordmaster and 2 Golden Whipmaster as well for the attack gain that Golden Whipmaster provides, and then the additional attack gain for their level for both as well for your Amazonis cards for the attack boost, and then having the additional place if this card in the monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, and while this card's in the graveyard you can place this card in your pendulum zone. And then with Golden Whipmaster, with this card having to place it when it's destroyed by battle or card effect once again in the monster zone, and if an Amazonis monster is special into your field while this card's in the graveyard except during the damage step, you can place this card in your pendulum zone. Having these cards set up in the pendulum zones after using them for a fusion play, because if you use them for a fusion play from your hand, you will send them to the graveyard, which then they can be set up afterwards. Also, 2 copies of Amazonis Spy. You can reveal another Amazonis monster in your hand, special summon this card from your hand. You can use this effect of Spy once per turn. When it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target an Amazonis monster in your graveyard, except for Spy, and return it to the hand, or shuffle into the deck. So more shuffle back power for some of our one-ofs, which we are running in the deck, include the 1 Amazonis Queen, the 1 Baby Tiger, for the added special summon power of Baby Tiger, and then Queen being able to have the additional option for your Amazonis monsters to not be destroyed by battle, so you have the added reliance on protecting your other lower attack Amazonis cards from being destroyed against your opponent's cards while Queen is on the field. And then Baby Tiger just being able to special summon back onto the field when it is on the field. It also counts as Amazonis Tiger. Also, when an Amazonis monster is normal or special summon and this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon it, but you can only use the effect once per turn. So it's not really a banish effect, it's just one you can rely on once per turn to use also. With the rest of the main deck monsters being 3 copies of of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, just a hand trap spot to run additionally with Infinite Impermanence as a small hand trap lineup in the deck with the rest of our main deck monsters. For the spells, 3 copies of Amazoness Call. You take 1 Amazoness card from your deck, except for Amazoness Call. Either add to your hand or send it to the graveyard. And during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target an Amazoness you control this turn. That monster can attack all monsters your opponent control once each. Also, other monsters you control cannot attack. But still, if you have some of your bigger powerhouse Amazoness cards, then you can use this card to have that powerhouse be able to swing into your opponent's cards to be able to attack. The 3 copies of Amazoness Secret Arts, another quick play spell. You fusion summon an Amazoness fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. And during the main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard. And with this card, if you fusion an Amazoness fusion monster this turn, you can also send 1 Amazoness monster from your extra deck to the graveyard as the material, which may be needed for some of the bigger fusion plays as well, depending on what you need to summon out for the additional fusion monsters. And then finally, the new support for the Hunting Scouts, which we only have the 2 extra deck monsters and then the spell being Hunting Horn. You fusion summon 1 Earth Fusion Warrior monster from your extra deck using warrior monsters from your hand or field. Then if you activate this card during the battle phase, you can choose monsters your opponent control up to the number of materials used for the hand for the fusion summon, and their attack becomes halved until the end of battle phase. You cannot declare attacks the turn you activate this, except with Earth Warrior monsters. So it doesn't restrict you for what you can summon. You can summon out your Amazoness fusion monsters using Hunting Horn for the play, going for the fusion summon of those cards, and then also being able to, up to the materials used from the hand for the fusion summon, be able to lower your opponent's attack points to then be able to swing over with your Amazoness or your Hunting Scout monsters. And then the one-ofs for the spells include the 1 copy of Amazoness Village, just more or less a search off of Princess to then give you a card that can then float into other Amazoness monsters on the field. The 1 polymerization for the search with our other cards like War Chief and then Spiritualist, Monster Reborn, along with the 1 reinforcements to the army, the 1 Foolish Burial, and then the last of these spells just being 2 Forbidden Droplet. With how easily you can set up a presence on the field with cards like Amazoness Princess, you can use Droplet to then just send those monster resources that you aren't using for your fusion plays to the graveyard to half the attack even more of your opponent's monsters. And then for the traps, the 1 copy of Amazoness Onslaught. Once again, this card can be searched off of Princess. That's why we just have the 1 of. During the battle phase, you can special summon 1 Amazoness monster from your hand. If you do, it gains 500 attack till the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. And after damage calc, if your Amazoness monster battles an opponent's monster while this card is already face up in your spell and trap guard zone, you can banish that opponent's monster. And if this card in the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target an Amazoness in your graveyard and special summon it. So the banish play can help you get around a good number of cards your opponent may have that can't be destroyed by card effects or battle, because then you can just banish that card after an Amazoness monster swung into it. And then lastly, the rest of the hand traps just being 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence to use alongside the Ash Blossom playset that we run in the deck. And then for the extra deck, we're running 2 copies of Amazoness Empress, needing an Amazoness Queen and 1 Amazoness Monster, which once again, Princess can count as Queen while it's on the field for the play or in the graveyard. And then other Amazoness cards you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If your Amazoness Monster attacks a defense monster, inflict piercing battle damage. And if this face-up fusion card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while on its owner's control, you can special summon the Amazoness Queen from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So then you can go for the actual Queen or Princess as another summon off of this card to the field. The 2 copies of Amazoness Augusta, needing an Amazoness fusion monster and 1 additional Amazoness monster. So once again, you can use Empress for that play. Your opponent cannot target other Amazoness cards you control with card effects. Also, both those cards cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. And if this card was fusion summoned using Amazoness Empress or Amazoness Queen as material, which you have the additional options for the Empress to be used or Queen, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. And if it's fusion summon, you can special summon 1 Amazoness monster from your deck, just extending your resources for then investing in this bigger fusion play. I even considered using double fusion, being able to fusion summon out cards like Amazoness Empress and then go right into Augusta using that play also. If you wanted to try double fusion in the deck, you can replace the Monster Reborn for a single copy of that spell also. The 1 Pet Liger King and the 1 Pet Liger for the rest of the Amazoness fusions to be able to go into, needing Amazoness Tiger to summon out these cards as well as the level 5 monster for it, having the additional bonus effect for the protection of your Amazoness cards with both of the beast type cards. The other new fusions being the face-on Hunting Scout of the Deep Forest and the 1 Chevaureau Hunting Scout of the Deep Forest, needing the 2 Earth Warrior monsters and then the 1 level 5 or higher Earth Warrior and 1 Earth Warrior monster to make the Chevaureau. You can also use face-on to go into Chevaureau for the fusion play, but once again, can, unaffected by your opponent's activated card effects during the main phase only. During the battle phase, you contribute this fusion summon card to special summon 2 Earth Warrior monsters from your graveyard, except for face on. And if you do, your Earth Warrior monsters cannot be destroyed by battle for the rest of this turn. It just works very, very well for the added synergy that you can provide to the Amazon's deck. The Hunting Scouts just have the Earth Fusion plays to use for the added protection for your Amazon's cards, on top of the synergy for the battle phase plays that the Amazon monsters were meant to do, with the rest of the extra deck monsters being the 1 Also the Earth Charmer, 1 Mrs. Radiant, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 IP Masquerena, the 1 SP Little Knight, the 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and then the 1 Access Code Talker, just for more of a generic lineup for the Link monsters, but still focusing a bit on the Earth engine to run in the deck also. And then as for some of the go-to plays, well, not having a direct search for the Hunting Horn, that is why we are running 3 copies of this card to better readily available see this card to use for the fusion plays as well. Having a quick play spell to be able to rely on. You can go for the summon as your normal plays with cards like Amazona's Princess to be able to then use this card to search out some of our other Amazona's cards. When you want to go for cards like Amazona's Call, you can then have this card for the use of your summon to take an Amazona's card from your deck, except for Call, either add to your hand or send it to the graveyard. So then you can set up the additional Amazona's card, being your Baby Tiger for the play off of this card. Then you can enter battle, swinging with your Princess, either your opponent's monster or your own play, using the effect of Princess to then be able to go for the special summon of your Amazon's monster, which then you can discard that card from your hand. If it's one of the pendulum cards, then you can easily set them up later on, but then you'll use the effect of Princess to summon out your Amazon's Queen to the field, which will protect your Princess from that attack of being destroyed by battle from whatever it was swinging into. The effect from Baby Tiger as well, being able to summon back when you, Amazon's monster's normal special summon to your field, while this card's in the graveyard, giving you those resources on the field. You can then activate your Hunting Horn for the fusion play of an Earth Warrior fusion from your extra deck, using monsters from your field for those summons as well. Needing the 2 Earth Warrior monsters, you can use the Princess and the Amazon's Queen to summon out your face on, but having the Amazon's Queen on the field also gives you access to Chivalril for the Hunting Scout, also unaffected by your opponent's card effects. Also during the main phase only, but your opponent's monsters must attack they control with the highest attack, and if an Earth Warrior monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon an Earth Warrior monster from your graveyard or banishment. So after you use these 2 cards for that summon, you can in turn summon back one of the monsters used for the resource, which will then give you an additional monster to attack again. So you would want to swing with Queen and the additional attacks first, and then go into this card to be able to summon it back out onto the field also afterwards. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, when I first saw these Hunting Scout cards, I definitely immediately first thought of Amazonas, just for the actual playstyle they could do all together with the deck. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.